Amid Russian President Vladimir Putin's visit to India, Trump says working very hard to stop Russia-Ukraine war. We're making peace all over the world. We will stop Russia-Ukraine war. You know, these are the comments by US President Donald Trump.
And we're making peace all over the world. We're settling wars at levels that nobody's ever seen before. 8 of them. We're looking for one more. That's Russia-Ukraine, if that's possible. And I think we'll get there eventually. Last week, 8,000 soldiers killed. Last month, they had 27,000 soldiers needlessly killed. We got to get that stopped. We're working very hard on it.
All right, for more on this, Siddhant, let me just come to you. Of course, we've heard those claims before as well. In his quest to get that peace prize, Trump has touted how he's resolved all these wars, about 8 of them across the globe. We also heard those tall claims during the election campaign where he spoke about getting this Russia-Ukraine war done in 24 hours. That timeline was then moved to 100 days. Pretty much hasn't been able to move the needle still. What do you have to say, Siddhant?
Well, look, this goes to President Trump's credit that he has been very seriously pursuing peace in Europe from the very beginning. He had multiple round of talks with the European leaders. In fact, he invited President Putin to Alaska for a summit-level talks. That was an ice-breaking movement between America and Russia. And definitely there have been highs and lows as far as Russia-US talks are concerned. After the Alaska summit, the commitments which were made at that point in time were not fulfilled. Russia was not okay with the fact that Ukraine will be given securities guarantee on the line of Article 5 of the NATO. There were other issues as well, and it could not continue. But once again, the talks have got restarted between US and Russia. In fact, yesterday Steve Witkoff was in Moscow, and President Putin held talks with the delegation being led by Steve Witkoff. In fact, in all likelihood, yesterday President Putin briefed Prime Minister Modi also about his meeting with the Americans and his perspective on the Ukraine conflict, etc., etc. So this position of President Trump is always appreciated, has always been appreciated by the Indian leadership, Prime Minister Modi, and from the very beginning, Prime Minister Modi has been contributing and pursuing peace in Ukraine conflict in whatever way possible, whether it's giving right messages to President Putin, or whether it's speaking to President Zelensky, going to Kyiv, speaking to European friends and partners. Prime Minister Modi has always been contributing, and have been giving efforts to bring peace in Ukraine. If President Trump says that he wants Ukraine conflict to stop, if he's saying that he is working hard to get this conflict stopped, perhaps this is something which is very encouraging, which everybody will welcome. And in fact, President Trump, especially in these times, should not be having a problem India embracing Russia, because they themselves are talking to the Russians,
right.
and there was an American delegation in Moscow to meet President Putin.
Right, absolutely, Siddhant. One would expect that they should not have a problem with India embracing Russia. However, if we didn't know any better, we would really believe that, wouldn't we?